Yo, it's fucking cold out there.
It is, man. It's cold in here. I can't believe this fucking place doesn't have a heater.
It doesn't have a
fucking
heater.
wild.
It's old school.
Is it gas?
No.
Heat?
I don't think so.
This place? Do you have a gas bill?
No.
All right. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I think air handlers are they come with heaters.
No heat.
I've never heard of an AC that doesn't have a heater.
Me neither. My entire life.
So this is a unique heater that you have.
I mean, I lived in California growing up for 3 or 5 years. Can't remember, but most of California, like LA South, no heater, and it gets pretty fucking cold.
Dude,
like I visited my sister.
Born and raised in fucking Central Florida.
You guys have a
Every
heater?
shithole I've ever lived in had a fucking heater. No matter what, even when I had no money, I was living in a fucking duplex piece of shit made in the 50s in College Park. I had a fucking heater. Everything has a heater. That's wild to me.
And you only use the heater maybe one
you only
day
use
in
it
a
a couple of times, but the reason why, legally speaking, you have to have heaters in every place that I've lived is because that's actually a habitability issue under law. You can't rent a place that could potentially get down to those low temperatures.
Well, but I'm not living here.
I agree, and that may be the reason why that's the case here, but
it's a pretty unique system.
Habitability.
Right?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I get it that you probably don't need it at a commercial place, but that it's like you almost have to go out of your way to find one that doesn't have a heater. Like it feels like it costs more to not have a heater to me.
I'm curious about. So there were a couple of things. I got a text from the government, pretty big girthy paragraph with all the warnings about this freeze that's coming through.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Did you get the text?
Yeah.
I didn't. So first and foremost, when I first moved down here, I heard about all these old ladies covering their plants with blankets, and I made a vow to never do that.
Yes.
So that was one of the pointers in the text. Amanda mentioned putting blankets on the plants, and I was like, what? No, like I don't want to ever get to that point. I think that if they live, they live. If they die, they die, whatever, right? But I did not think about this is the first freeze season that I have had a refrigerator in the workshop downstairs. The workshop is not climate controlled, and I didn't think about all the Topo Chicos I have in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the workshop. It's just a sliding door. The outside air can get in pretty easy through the cracks, and nothing was frozen.
Nice.
So have you guys had any experience with garage refrigerators? Like I open the fridge.
Well, of course they're not. So a refrigerator keeps things cold on the inside, but they also keep it the same
at
temperature.
the same temperature. So
Yeah.
so
if it's freezing outside, it's going to be the same temperature. Like it works both ways.
Okay.
If it's super hot, it's going to be 32. If it's super cold, it's going to be 32.
but it doesn't heat it up. It just maintains the 32. From
Correct. It just
pumping
shuts off.
cold.
Yeah, it just would shut off.
I would
and
think
not-
at a certain point over time that the
I'm
shit inside
sure-
could get frozen on the refrigerator side.
I'm sure people who live in St. Paul, Minnesota have some sort of plan where it's a month of fucking 6-degree weather. But when you're talking about, we had a grand total of 8 hours of temperatures below freezing here. Like it ain't below freezing anymore. It was only between, the times it's 2 a.m. until fucking 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It was freezing. That's not going to penetrate a refrigerator to the point where it's going to start freezing shit. That said, it was definitely cold enough to freeze shit because when I went outside, I have a fountain in my little atrium, fucking blocks of ice.
How many gallons of water would go in the fountain, would you say?
Probably 15 gallons, 20 gallons of water.
But was it just the water dropping that fell, or was it the
all
whole
of it
thing?
inside?
Oh, so you let it
inside
run
the basin.
and it froze?
I let it run because I was thinking if it's running, it's not going to freeze. Nope. I heard the pump trying, even though it's in the middle of a block of ice. And so it's basically multi-tier where it goes down, it fills up the top and then drips down. Every single tier was just a full, not just the top. I tapped it to see if it was just the top, full solid block of ice.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
all the way down. Yeah, I thought it was rad.
If your fountain's fucked up, that
Took a
sucks,
couple
but I think
pictures.
it's kind of cool.
I mean, pumps are nothing. I can get a new pump. So I'm not worried about that.
Well, I thought it was interesting coming into this event because of the different perspectives walking into the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly, only a handful of people were really excited for this. They're like, it's cold. I'm excited. And they were preparing for fire pits at their house.
Yeah.
There's an event going on at Mount Dora, some kind of festival. And a bud was like, I'm fucking going. I'm bundling up and going. And I guess my perspective, my thoughts were the wind. I left Kansas and stayed away from Kansas because I fucking hate the wind.
Yeah.
I can deal with extreme temperatures. I do not like windy, gusty shit.
I agree.
And yesterday was getting gusty.
Oh,
It was windy, yeah.
Yesterday was real windy. Like yesterday, before I went out, I'm looking out the window, and it reminded me of like that, hour before a hurricane hits.
Yeah.
Where like it's coming, it's coming, and it's not hurricane fucking maniac shit outside, but it's like the bands on the outside that are coming that clearly the trees are fucking struggling. That's what yesterday reminded me of. It was windy enough for that shit.
Yeah, I don't like the wind, but when I got up this morning, 3:30, I poked out for just a little bit because I wanted to see what it felt like on my skin.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, it was cold.
It was cold, baby.
No wind, so it was a really nice crisp. It reminded me of being younger and skiing in Colorado in the mountains, so like no wind and just ice cold.
Also not super humid.
Right.
Like our breath, it didn't have breath.
Right.
It was just fucking cold,
Yeah.
and it was great on my sinuses. Felt good. I could smell. I could breathe. I love it.
What was hurting my sinuses actually? I said to you guys, I went to the gym this morning, Sunday morning. Started at 8:00. Normally, when I get into the gym, there's probably like 10 or 15 people ahead of me. Today, there were 2 other people. And I went, and they were doing the weights. So I went upstairs to the treadmill. There was nobody on the treadmill. So there's probably about 40 treadmills and then 40 cycles. I was the only person upstairs. I started running on the treadmill, and the air in the gym was actually so cold, my sinuses started to really burn.
Oh, really?
And I was thinking, should I stop? Then I started to breathe through my mouth. But I certainly had one of those ice cream headaches because the air in the gym was so cold.
I ran yesterday, and it was chilly. It wasn't cold like it is today, but it was, low 50s and windy. And that shit like burned my nose. But it was humid.
It's a
still.
horrible
Humid
sensation
still.
when you.
But it burned my nose to where like you could kind of taste blood. And I'm like, yeah, because my sinuses are just fucked up from running that far in that weather.
I have taken my first step into. You'll be proud to know. You'll be happy to know. I've taken my first step into damage control. So I've psychologically started to tear down then, and I don't want to bring up Ozempic and open that can of worms again, but I have put into compartments that I feel I just want to vaguely mention this and then move right back into what I'm actually doing as far as damage control. But I think I'm okay with steroids because you're enhancing, and I'm not okay with Ozempic because it's damage control for something that should have been in control in the first place. But you don't agree with that?
Of course not.
So my first step into
ridiculous.
Damage control ever is I bought saline solution for my nose. My nose is fucking tore up with the hot and cold, like going from 80 to...
Well, the fucking heaters, the indoor heaters just fucking brutalize our sinuses.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Indoor heat fucking brutalizes your sinuses.
So my left nostril, like the last month, has just been hurting. And then as it dropped kind of yesterday, day before, starting to go, I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Did a little AI, a little Googling, a little Amazoning, and got in saline solution. And then I got in saline gel, and I fucking swabbed gel before I go to sleep.
Salt water, bro.
And I didn't understand that salt. I thought salt would kind of fucking dry your nose out. I didn't understand it helps retain moisture.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, from yesterday, I was extremely worried about my nose. Did saline sprays all day, did gel last night, and I'm perfectly fine today.
Yeah. Saline doesn't really help me. I've had terrible sinuses my whole life. But the other nasal sprays do. Like I use a steroidal nasal spray when I need it. I use an antihistamine nasal spray when I need it. But really, cold, non-humid air is what my fucking sinuses like. Like I remember being in Phoenix, Arizona for a wedding in May a couple of years ago where it was like 40 and just fucking dry as shit, and my face is like wide open where I can smell and breathe clearly. Nothing's going on with my nose. Just the opposite of where I've spent my entire life and will remain is what I need for my sinuses. So I'm stuck in a swamp.
Yeah.
But either way, saline, dude, it does work. I've heard it never really worked for me. I
actually went into Publix the other day. I think so. Mine is less about the cold hot. Mine is this time of the year, and it's a little bit early though. I find the pollen the minute I start sneezing.
Oh yeah, pollen's
and
brutal.
It's the pollen.
Yeah,
and I think it started maybe this year again. I think last year was also a bit early. So late January. It's cold at the moment. But yeah, by Thursday, Friday this week, or the last week, I found that my eyes were watering unnecessarily, and I was getting the nose was starting to irritate. I went to Publix. I got the Zyrtec and the Flonase, and that works like a charm for me. A few sprays.
Flonase is the steroid one I use.
Yeah, I use
Flonase too.
Just one spray in each, and if I do it, I take the Zyrtec little antihistamine. I did that on Thursday, Friday, and I take it now. I'll take it probably for the next few weeks.
Yeah,
and I'll be good.
I take Zyxol, which is another one of those pills, antihistamine, every single night of my life before I go to bed. Zyxol, and then Flonase and Astapro is the antihistamine spray. But I do that almost every single day just to keep it going.
I went to the gym this morning, and it was fucking empty. I was the only one in the gym. It was very nice, and I would like it for it to be like that more often.
Was the gym cold?
Absolutely. Fucking
it's fucking wild that it's so in. You would think the treadmills would be full. So when I was in Asheville, I just got a week-long membership to the Y, so I had somewhere to work out. And there, it's free. It was like in the 20s, and every treadmill, like anybody who's a runner, isn't going to run in this fucking 20-degree bullshit. They go to the treadmill.
Yeah, I would have thought the same
right?
this morning,
It's
but
wild.
no, it was no. Everyone's decided not to go to the gym.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
mine was empty too when I was.
I found it funny that I was celebrating that I had the whole gym to myself, which I revel in. Simultaneously, I was judgy as fuck and being like, these fucking pussies aren't showing up and working out.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hack it, man. Like, yeah, it was a little double standard.
It was a bit of a the gym started to fill up. I'd say when I left, probably at about 9:30 this morning, there must have been about 20 people in the gym.
Oh.
But in the first hour or so, when I was on the treadmill, kind of looking at the others, thinking, these were the regulars. We kind of giving each other a nod, saying, we braved that cold.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's not icy cold. It was. I would say.
I think it feels fucking great out there, man. I fucking love this shit.
I definitely like today with sunlight and freezing cold.
Yeah.
Yesterday was technically warmer, but because it was cloudy
and gray and windy,
it just changes.
I agree.
the
and it's not
feeling
snowing. I mean, it's not raining. The weather's perfect. You would think people will be out there. I mean, it's cold, but you put a jacket on. You put a put a scarf on. I think it's a great day to be out.
Dude, I got a phone call, not an email and not a robocall, a phone call from OUC.
I was gonna fucking bring this up, and I am so fucking pissed.
I
am ridiculously pissed.
Agree with you.
I want to
100%.
I want to fucking murder OUC, dude.
I fucking agree with you. And
did you get a call?
He doesn't have OUC.
I do.
You have OUC out there?
But Yegs is.
Please continue so I can get even more angry.
Yeah, so we get a phone call today that says we need you to limit the amount of electricity you're using because demand is so high. And I want to be like, you need to go fuck yourself is what you need to do.
Exactly. You know what I went and did? I went and turned my heater up a little bit more.
I'm like, how fucking dare you?
You had how much time to prepare for this?
It's because they chose not to prepare for this.
Right.
They think that they're going to tell all of us, the people who fucking pay this exorbitant price for fucking power, that we need to limit ourselves for the betterment of everybody else when they're the ones who are fucking cutting corners and saving their bottom line. Fucking bullshit.
I was eating lunch today and I about lost my fucking shit,
Ooh.
man.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Nothing
man.
we can do.
I mean,
We can go protest.
yeah, in the cold.
Yeah.
No, because then I can't turn on my heater because I have to save power for everybody else.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm with you.
What can you do about that?
About them sending nothing.
No,
Just
I mean, like,
bend over and take it.
Yeah.
That's what happens. The big companies, all the people in fucking control all the time, get to make all these fucking decisions that save their bonuses and shit, and the rest of us just get to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Just get to take it right in the asshole.
Well, I wonder if there's going to be any kind of news on it, or anybody bitching, complaining, like if there's anything that can be.
We have I mean, we're the third most popular podcast of men's lifestyle in Central Florida. We're talking about it.
You're damn Skippy.
So rock and roll, man.
I think Yates would have probably got the OUC one, but I think it's probably just being mindful. Maybe I don't know why they would have sent something like that out at a time when every office needs to have the heater on. Maybe
they
just
planned on having it. No, so they had at some point. They a couple weeks ago understood what level of cold was coming to a place that does not have this level of cold. Typically, I'm sure whatever, there's differences. So OUC doesn't have a nuclear power plant that creates power. There are power plants that sell the power to OUC or to Duke or whoever the fuck. And they, months ahead, have to determine their usage, how much they want to buy. So they buy that power. If they don't use it, they sell it back to a lesser rate. So that all affects their bottom line. At some point, some fucking jerk off was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be cold, but we'll send out an email asking them all to fucking cut back. We're not investing in the extra power because it's fucking Florida, and chances are it's not gonna be that cold, okay? And people won't need the heater as much. And then it comes, they go, oh well, now we'll send an email saying, oh, woe is us. There's not enough power to go around. I'm like, dude, yes there is. In July, everybody's fucking power bill is way higher because they're all using a shitload more power than they are right now because air conditioners take more fucking power than heaters. It takes way more power to cold something in the heat than it does to heat something in the cold. So I know they've made some decision to invest in much less resources, and instead they just go, fuck them. Like, they can fucking deal with it. If we have roving blackouts and brownouts because everybody's using their heater, then they're the ones who have to take it in the asshole. And that is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, as soon as I read that, I was like, you motherfucking pieces of shit. Scumbag motherfuckers. Like, made that choice. And now we have to fucking pay for it. Ugh, hate that shit. So that happened.
Can I just say that that's not my view of OUC? I want to not be part of the Nick insult group.
Why are they sponsors of you?
No, I don't feel that passionately about them one way or the other.
I mean,
What temperatures does it get to your place of origin in South Africa? How cold could it get? It'd get pretty fucking cold, right?
Yeah, but no. I mean, I'd say that this would be an outlier. It would be the normal Orlando weather, which is probably most of South Africa, most of Florida.
Oh, okay.
Would be no. We don't get. There would be certain pockets, but nothing. No, I mean, we don't. I'd even say most mountains and most of the high level areas, there's no snow, any of that. So we're not really a skiing country.
Interesting.
Well,
what about Kansas?
Kansas
You
gets
grew
really
up in
fucking
Kansas
cold.
gets
fucking
cold,
cold.
baby.
My dad sent me a screenshot of their weather yesterday morning. It was 4 degrees. I sent him a screenshot of what our weather was supposed to be today, 22, 24 degrees, something like that. I've seen it written before, but the message I sent to him, because I know he hasn't seen it, was your weather's drunk down here. You need to come pick it up. And it's cold there, man. I do not like going back. I feel I don't know if it's a real thing or not, but I acclimatize to Orlando.
Oh, it's definitely
and
real.
When I go back, my fucking blood and my bones hurt when it's cold. It's not. I could handle it as a kid and in high school, but it's just fucking miserable. And then to boot, the wind you're just blasted by.
Is there sun during this time at 4 degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's clear skies like the way you have it now.
Yeah, but
Today.
windy. Kansas is like the wind tunnel.
So Florida
Obviously.
is pretty flat. I mean, Claremont gets hilly. You know, I've climbed to the top of Mount Dora, and
Howie in the hills.
yeah, but I'd say like Florida is fairly flat. Kansas is creepy flat. When you get out on a highway and it's just farmland or cattle shit, it is, you can just see
That's wild.
for a it's very eerie. And then when the wind picks up, man, it's vicious. It's gnarly. Summertime is pretty bad too. So like wintertime, when you breathe, just breathe and it hurts to breathe. Summer is gross. When you breathe, it gets more humid than here. And when you breathe, you're just breathing in hot air. I even think it feels different than going to a desert and breathing hot air. It's just gnarly.
I did tell you I done a summer, played some golf in Garden City.
Yeah. Was
And
it
that
cold? Or no,
No,
summer.
that was summer. That was 120 degrees, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
It was crazy. With those flies,
Was it windy?
it was pretty windy. Not terribly windy, but this, it wasn't still. But the only thing that I remember
Horse
distinctly is those flies. Oh my goodness
Blech.
me.
Gross.
That was so really, really hot though. And flat. So when
Yeah.
you're on a golf course, it's unusual for you to be on a completely flat golf course. Garden City, flat.
Yeah.
Flat is flat.
Well, in old man news having to do with this cold, something that I've started doing that really kind of is like old man shit. With these runs, one thing that I always noticed was my hands get fucking cold when I'm running in the cold. Like my trunk is fine, my legs are fine. I can wear shorts and run in any fucking temperature, and my chest feels okay. It's my ears and my hands that just fucking are so uncomfortable. So I bought these hand warmers, these little bags,
Yeah.
that you crunch up and then they get warm.
Yeah.
And I'll run with them, holding them while I'm running, because it just keeps my hands warm enough while I'm running. Then I'm way more that and covering my ears. I'm fucking comfortable. But now, like, they're so awesome, like that I've started kind of like using them.
Yeah, you can also put them in your pocket.
Yeah, that's what I did this morning when I was walking the dog. I put
Yeah.
one in each pocket,
Yeah.
and I'm walking the dog, and I'm like, this makes the walk so much
Yeah.
better. I don't care that I'm a fucking old man walking around with hand warming pads
Yeah.
in my pocket, but they're so great.
It's like a miracle thing. You take it out of the wrapper and you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
scrunch it, and then it heats
For
up.
18 hours, they're warm.
Yeah.
I refuse to use them.
I think I might start using them so going to courthouses to pick juries, you never know what you're in for the temperature in the room. Sometimes in the middle of summer, it's fucking 40 degrees in those places. Sometimes in the middle of winter, it's 1,000. Sometimes in summer, it's hot. Like, you just never know. And sometimes it's really fucking cold in those rooms, and you're sitting there for hours. My hands start getting fucked up. I'm like, I'm going to put a couple of these in my bag, and just, if I'm in court and it's shitty, break that shit up, put it in my pocket, and just hold my hand till it warms up, and then start working again.
I used to carry that. I used to put that for when we used to play golf. So it's a day like today is a great day for golf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is your hands freeze
Yeah,
up, and you can't actually you don't
lose your
feel comfortable
dexterity. Yeah,
putting
yeah.
or hitting the golf ball. So you have them in your pocket.
Yeah, you lose out on dexterity for sure.
I
And
just
then it's
put
perfect.
my hands in my armpits or next to my balls, man.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that works for you. I'm not going to do that though.
I don't put my cold hands next to my balls.
I've got my own heater right here, man.
You got a built-in heater.
Yeah.
built-in fucking heat. Bringing the heat.
I can't beat that.
Wow.
All right, I got a longer nuggy session today. You guys want
Oh.
to jump into it?
Look at you, Nugget man.
Yeah, I did some things.
Fucking let's go.
I think
I got some shit,
In all
too.
honesty, I hit a year of sobriety, and part of my journey, I think, at first, was to recalibrate interactions,
Okay.
and I needed to relearn how to be in society
Uh-huh.
with a different mindset. So I really wasn't participating in much and was not I feel like where we came from, where I came from, I was inviting people to do things often.
Non-stop. I couldn't keep up. This
Are
was
you
you
talking
mean
about
pre?
before?
This
Yeah.
was 2023.
So I can
2020
add to
yeah.
that. It's not you weren't just inviting. You were the center of a social network.
Yeah.
You were the connection that we had. A lot of us had to an entire social network.
Right.
Now, it wasn't like this fracturing when you stopped drinking, where everything fell apart, because you stopped in January when most everybody else also stopped.
Right.
So everybody just kind of, once January was over, everybody just kind of started finding their own way and starting their own grooves again. But that time period between June and December of, I guess it would have been 2024. I mean, we were fucking partying, and we had like a fucking social group. We had a hierarchy. There was probably 15 to 20 people in our social group at the time.
Right.
Right? I mean, that included Ed's trivia show that we'd go to often at Harp and Kelt, your house, where we'd inevitably end up after fucking partying.
Right.
Conrad's shanty was a big part of it.
I missed the shanty.
I mean, it was it wasn't just you were inviting people out. You were the kind of the center of a whole fucking social network.
Well, so I spent some time, I think at first naturally relearning what I want and how I want to interact. And then consciously the last half was resetting the tone. So I was saying yes to invites, but I wasn't inviting people out myself. Invites that fit my new set of rules.
To add to that, I also noticed that to events that were important for things like the barber shop and your continued existence in this microcosm, you would actively send Amanda and you wouldn't go.
Right.
I noticed that multiple times.
Yes.
And I just assumed it was something where I'm like, he's going through his transformation. This is a little bit much for him right now to be at this event. So I figure you're like, but it's important that I have some sort of
Representation.
presence there. And Amanda would go, and you would with the idea that when you get more your feet on the ground with your transformation, you'd be able to come back and start doing stuff like that.
Yes. Precisely.
Continue.
So, but back to Nuggets is now I'm making an effort to recirculate in the ways that I want to, which would be saying yes to more informational, positive, obviously non-boozy interactions, and had a dear friend invite me to check out his passion project. He is a fan of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my original clients before this barbershop, when I had my mini barbershop in College Park.
Mm-hmm.
Followed me over here. Now another guy cuts his hair, but I love catching up with him. He actually, after my 8-year hiatus of not going to doctors, this was the doctor that I chose to go with.
Nice.
He has since retired from being a general practitioner and now is on the board and volunteers at the Kitchen House in College Park. Have you heard of this?
No, where is it?
King Street and
Yes. Actually, I used to live for several years. I lived on the opposite block of that place.
Yeah.
And I used to walk my dog in that lot that used to be this shitty house.
Yeah.
That they redid into this gorgeous fucking like kitchen hybrid where you go in there and they have big tables. Do you know what we're talking about, PR? So you go, it's this beautiful modern looking house. It's just in College Park in a house.
I think the story that I got was that there was a house, Emeril Lagasse, the famous chef guy.
Emeril Lagasse.
How do you say his name?
You said it pretty much right. Emeril Lagasse.
Whatever group came in and they bulldozed the house and built a beautiful house, but it's not it looks like a house. Inside is really, it's like a welcoming room and then a giant kitchen. It's pretty badass.
I've gone to 2 dinners there. Like
really?
Events. Yeah. I've gone to 2 like actual events that were taking place there. One was a cooking class. The other one was just a friend of mine who rented it for their friend's birthday had 50 fucking people come.
Yeah.
And they had great food, and we like smoked cigars on the porch and shit. It was
So I think what we picked up, which was cool. I think the main focus is that there is a charter school across the street, and they have the front yard is a large garden, and they teach kids how things grow, and then how to take things straight from the garden into the kitchen and make food. And it was cool, man. They had, when we showed up, it was scheduled that a class was over there, and kids were in their uniforms, and they were in teams at each of the tables in the kitchen making a different dish. The day that we were there was very Asian oriented. So like one pod was making pot stickers. I think I saw some kind of it was like some kind of Asian pancake, but there was a lot of like vegetable involved.
Scallion pancakes, maybe.
Yeah. They were chopping up cabbage and scallions. And so we got to watch the kids. Their teacher was there, said hi to him. And then got a tour of the garden, which, interesting, back to it being cold. I think everybody there was expecting their entire garden to freeze and be devastated by this and not have to restart in spring. But man, it was a cool spot. I think I picked up that they do adult oriented stuff, but it's not necessarily cooking classes. They bring in a chef, and the chef cooks for you while providing information. But I think the adults don't really do much. You're just there to hang and be entertained.
Is the garden a bit like what Four Rivers has got, which is that kind of experimental garden?
Yeah, I've been out there for a tour to Four Rivers. Four Rivers is significantly larger. This is no bigger than the size of this barbershop.
Yeah, it's the front yard. Imagine it's the front yard of a home. Like this.
Yeah.
This is not a big property.
Okay.
It's the property of a house.
The Four Rivers deal is like acres and acres of functional, weird.
I've been to that too.
Yeah,
It was part of leadership, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cool space, cool house. We got to go around back and see how they compost. There's fruit trees, more tropical, like papaya, mango, pineapple, shit like that. And it was a cool experience, man. I was
That's really cool.
Really happy to go over and share the time with my bud. And I took Amanda and a bud of mine that's into food and volunteering, and look forward to going back over there for some sort of adult gathering.
I had a really
So
good
is it
time.
an event center only, or can you just go and have a meal?
I think it's for events only.
Yeah, you can't.
I
It's
think
not
you
like
gotta-
a dinner place.
You
have
got to
either-
sign up
yeah.
for one of their offerings.
Okay.
It's super cool though. That's a great spot. I recommend. I had a lot of fun the 2 times I went.
Yeah.
Like I said, one of them was like a class where you were kind of learning shit. The second one was like a party where they had a chef who would bring us would make the food fresh and like just walk over right when it's prepared and hand it to you, totally out of order. And the idea was we're all drinking wine and hanging out and eating grazing on a bunch of food the whole time we were there. But the inside of that space is great, and of course the location's fantastic. It's right there in College Park.
Actually, I had to
pretty
double
rad.
back a couple times. I took a wrong left and
Oh, yeah?
was up a little farther north. I didn't realize that it was literally tucked into neighborhood.
Like just a house.
Yep.
Sitting there. Yeah, I lived at Amherst and King in one of those older places. It's 2 blocks away from that, and I used to, when it was like this house taken over by like cat ladies, like just cats fucking everywhere. And my dog at the time would always go nuts when we walked by that place because of how many fucking cats were there.
Yeah.
They bought it, bulldozed it, and fucking built that. It's rad. I mean, a great addition to College Park.
Yeah. So my week, I actually did a few coffees during the week, and I wanted, I'm always
But
thinking
not
about
with women because you can't be friends with them.
No, some of them were actually. No, coffee meetings, no issue. One of them, was with 2 other women, but they were cool.
Oh.
It was above. We were at your office.
Yeah, New General.
On Friday,
yeah.
So I did I thought to myself, I do a little bit of a comparison as to how I rate these coffee places.
Sure.
So the one that I go to fairly regularly is CFS. That was one that I went to this week. The second one was the glass knife, which I went to during the course of the week as well. On Wednesday, a friend popped in. I said, "Hey, let's go to the glass knife." So I was being mindful of, the coffee places, and I'm trying to put a bit of a ranking system in there. And then the third one was on Friday. I went to New General.
Yeah.
And if I compare the 3 coffee places that I went to this week, I'd say that and I'm comparing it to like a Starbucks, where you go for a meeting. I'd say that Starbucks is just horrible if you're looking at a meeting.
Are you talking
in
about
terms of
overall experience? You're talking about
overall experience?
the coffee? What
no,
are you talking
overall
about?
experience.
Okay,
So,
all right.
having a meeting, it's a fairly professional meeting. I wouldn't put Starbucks in those categories at all.
Mhm.
So,
in going to Starbucks like the equivalent of having a meeting at Wendy's?
yes,
Like wouldn't you,
exactly.
compared
I'd
to
say it's
Christner's or
yeah, it completely wouldn't
Agreed.
feature. I wouldn't even think about saying let's have a meeting and let's go meet at Starbucks for coffee. It wouldn't even compared to the 3 places I went to. So CFS is right next door to us. I do it regularly. It's good. I'd say I would rank glass knife third of the 3 in terms as the least impressive.
why?
And that's because it just doesn't have a vibe. It is a little bit too bland.
Oh, really?
They try hard with their food. Their coffees are good. The venue I went to was on Park Avenue. It may be because
I've never been to that one.
Maybe it's still a bit new,
Yeah.
but it was a bit bland and a bit you almost know what you can expect. It's a little bit it's too fancy. Let's put it that way. It's kind of too fancy for a kind of a coffee meetup.
And the coffee's also
you're
not
almost
good.
trying to the person that I went to was a good friend. So I would say that if I'm inviting you to a business meeting, I'm almost trying to impress you by saying let's go to the glass knife. That's kind of the feeling I got when I went with this guy on Wednesday. I'd put CFS as number 2. It has got a good vibe. I'd say the coffees though just don't impress. They're just a little bit below par.
You think the taste of the coffee at Glass Knife is better than CFS?
I think the coffees at the glass knife is better than CFS. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But
I
I find the
with that.
coffees at CFS to be too dark.
Okay. I like dark coffee,
and-
so it's
and
just
so-
a matter of taste.
For me, it's
I do not like CFS coffee at all. I don't think it has to do with light or dark. I think it's just shit bean.
I mean, I don't really like it all that much, but Glass Knife is tastes like fucking Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
I've never
Like,
had glass.
Like
knife
I don't
coffee.
think they actually buy roasted private beans. I think they use whatever Cisco gives them.
Yeah.
Like going to a fucking 7-Eleven.
I can't rank them like that. I just find whenever I go to CFS, I find it to be too bold for me, too much, too overpowering, and so I'm now ending up drinking their teas, which I think are very pleasant at CFS. But I like the vibe at CFS.
Yeah.
And then New General though, for me would be number 1 by a significant margin.
For sure.
And one is the coffees are great.
So they use Lineage beans.
I think the coffee there was good. I think the outside patio is pretty cool.
Yes.
I think that as far as ambiance, something else it's just chairs and fucking tables. And then the inside is just white walls and it's fucking loud. And I mean I'd rather go there than CFS, but it's not conducive for a showy coffee meeting.
Yeah, and I think that and that's what I liked about it. We sat outside, and I like the outside bit. I do think the inside is a little bit too. I don't mind. It's kind of minimalist inside, so I've sat inside a few times.
I like watching all the babes walk into Privé.
It's got a good feel to it. I like the only thing that disappointed though on this occasion is I'm not sure if they have enough staff working behind the baristas making coffee and serving. I think maybe they don't have enough people. They had 2 people when I was there on Friday. One person was making coffees. The other person was kind of cleaning like tables. So I must have waited there over 10 minutes. And what they do, which really gets me going, is they taking telephone orders while I'm standing waiting to make my order. I just feel that I should get priority versus answering the damn phone. So that was the only thing. But once we got our coffees, we sat outside. They bring out the coffee really well. They clean the tables when we were done. It's a cool place.
You sent that story. I actually met Malcolm Gladwell, the author.
I remember you
was
saying.
fucking eating there, and he loves that place. And I got to talk to him there, and it's kind of a known place on Park Avenue for super healthy, clean food.
Yeah.
And a decent atmosphere where you're not. There's not many places that fit that profile where you can go get super clean food, a good coffee, and sit in Park Avenue by yourself.
Yeah, that's the point that I did not make, which you've made, which is the food is probably the healthiest food you're going to get on Park Avenue.
Crazy clean. Fucking,
Yeah,
quinoa
poached
and
egg,
shit, like
poached
stuff that's
egg
like
and
actual.
avo
There's no butter added to
good
this
bread.
shit. It's fucking clean.
Yeah.
I dig. So I still haven't found my coffee spot
You
around as far as
you went to
specifically
Foxtail a few
coffee.
times?
I like Foxtail for ambiance.
Fair.
I like going over to this one over
Yeah,
here
there's
just
something
for
wrong.
ambiance. Coffee is I dig their nitro cold brew, whatever, because it reminds me of a Guinness.
Yes.
It's thick, it's
Mhm.
cold, it has the nitrous or whatever in it.
Yep.
And I dig the atmosphere, man. It's not too loud, it's not too soft. You can always find a spot. There's high tops, there's bar seating. I for a meeting, that's where I would choose. I like walking with you to New General and not getting in a car and going over there. So that there's a little competition there. I had a meeting with a friend at Barney's on Park Ave, and that's probably the best drip coffee that I've had in this area, but wasn't a fan of the atmosphere.
The producer is quite the coffee guy. He owned a coffee shop. Would you say you've got a top coffee spot?
These guys are going to say Lineage, man.
I mean, Lineage is the best coffee. That is not somewhere to have a meeting. I agree with you.
Yeah.
There. But for coffee, Lineage is just better than anything else.
Right now, my favorite spot I've been going to a lot is called Aguila, which is a Mexican-themed coffee shop on Ivanhoe. It's almost next to Tim's Wine Shop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like back in the little nook.
Oh, nice.
So you're looking for a
Fucking
meeting
awesome.
I want
spot?
to give that a try.
I wouldn't go there for a meeting because it's a little small.
What about that Mr. Drip?
Mr. Drip is good. They do Credo coffee. Remember Credo?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
So
their
Credo's
stores
a
are closed.
donation
Mhm.
based.
Oh, okay.
Their coffee is whoever the new owners are, their roast is excellent.
Oh, I want to
They're
give that
not
a
too
try.
roasty, but still very balanced. Those dark flavors, but not like roasty or burnt. So Dr. Drip sells and brews Credo. The matcha is crazy expensive there, though.
No,
It's $10 for a matcha latte
I don't drink
for a
matcha anyway.
small one.
Yeah, that's me. I'd put New General as a distinctive number one for coffee meetings.
I mean, the coffee they use Lineage beans down there. So it's not as good as going to a Lineage, but if I'm getting a coffee anywhere near here, it's New General.
I need to
Sure.
go back over, and I ordered drip last time, but you told me to get pour over, right?
Pour over, yes.
And they'll use
I
Lineage.
didn't
and
see
it
the
tastes
pour
better.
over there. I saw the drip, but I didn't see. Is it on the menu? Pour over?
I don't know.
You just order
just
it.
ask for it,
Oh,
and
okay.
they'll do it.
So
Now,
I looked for it. I didn't
the
see it on the
person
menu.
doing it matters with a pour over. It's not just there is a certain level of art to it.
What's the art?
I mean, I'm no pro. I can just tell you that there's some people who know how to do it better than others.
Huh.
I mean, am I lying, Ed? You own a coffee shop.
They should grind the beans per order, and then there's like a process of like slowly adding water.
Slowly adding water in a certain shape and whatever the fuck. I can tell you that I notice a difference because I do pour over every single morning for both me and Linda. Sometimes I do it better than other times, and I can't really get a finger on why, but sometimes it's like fucking crazy delicious, and sometimes it's just even the same beans.
All right.
So
What have
there
you got?
there you
What
go.
have you got, Nick?
Oh, me? I mean, I've kind of talked about the majority of the stuff that I've done. Went back to the Strand, they were closed for a month because the chef had a shoulder surgery. So we hadn't been able to go during the entirety of January, but went in adjusting. DBA has a much bigger menu. So if you're like, I don't have reservations, which means I could never get into the Strand, you can definitely go to DBA, and they have their own separate and distinct menu, one of which includes a smash burger that looks fucking phenomenal. And if we had dinner reservations already at the Strand, if not, I would have gotten it and just eaten at the bar at DBA because it looks so fucking good. They had like focaccia with different toppings. We got the grated tomato, which means they like freeze the tomato and then grate it with cheese. It was fucking phenomenal.
Really good.
And then of course I had my drink, share a cigarette for breakfast. That's the drink. It's so good. So I mean, really an update to DBA. Like I could talk about Strand forever. I'm not going to. I'll talk about DBA. They've updated their menu. Highly recommend as always. Fan fucking tastic place. So that's pretty much what I got into. Other than that, been running, partied with Ed last night that I talked about already. That's about it.
All right. Thank you for listening. Appreciate the Showtime to my right and the Taj Mahal to my left. Hey, and thank you to Ed, the wizard and super producer, and the always intuitively Muse. Please hit like and subscribe. Leave comments, questions, and requests. Connect with us on social media throughout the week. If we post something on Instagram, we're there. And Showtime's going to buy you a drink.
See you in the promised land.